go to any of the Xenu websites, there's a rule called R245, which basically says to release a person of the thetans that are in their system, take a Colt 45 and shoot them at point blank range. This term has been used multiple times to remove people who were what's the term that they use for suppressive persons, SPs. If you go to any of the anti-Xenu websites, you'll read about this, and it's one of the most disturbing things that I've ever read.
You buy this book, and after you read that, come to these questions. Okay, yeah, after you spend all your money, there are actually many accounts of them asking people to mortgage their houses, to borrow money, to sell their possessions, sell their cars, and remove all contact from friends, relatives that might be obviously concerned about them. How can you have something under the guise of altruism when you have to pay for it? Knowledge is free. Religion is free. Knowledge is free.
Religion is free.
Knowledge is free.
Religion is free.
I don't know why the heck anybody would ever... Okay, I know why people would want to become a Scientologist, just because the same reason for all of us. We're all searching for truth. Hey, how you doing? Listen to our message. Don't go in there.
Okay, my parents got involved in the Church of Scientology in 1978. They were married there. They had 3 children. I'm the second. In 2001, my dad died. He committed suicide after a really rough auditing handling. He really was led to believe that he was SP, and he bought into that because he believed so heavily into the doctrine of Scientology. He spent 20 years spending money, getting auditing, trying to raise himself up in this world and help other people. And I wish that you could see this picture of him. I have 2 pictures. Can you hold these? One, it was taken in 1979 when my parents first met. They're wearing black shirts with white collars as if they're ministers of the Catholic Church, but no, they're not. They're Scientologists, and they're volunteer ministers wearing these shirts as a marketing campaign. I'm waving at this guy right over here with the hat on. He's very intent at taking pictures. So, 1979, flash forward, 22 years later. If you could only see the way this man looks in this picture. I just saw it last night for the first time, and it had a very strong effect on me. He's lost a lot of weight. He looks like a walking corpse. He spent 6 months on a PAB6 cycle, which is taking walks and vitamins, when really he needed psychiatric care. But because their beliefs were so strong, he chose to hang himself in the hopes that he could come back and receive more Scientology auditing.
Why are they dead? 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 Why are they dead?
In 1995, I posted the Xenu story to the news group Alt Religion Scientology, and a week later, the Scientologists raided my house, took my computer, and sued me in federal court. The lawsuit went on for a year and a half. At one point, they offered myself, Lawrence Wallersheim, and Bob Penny. We had them up to between $9 and $12 million if we would sign a gag agreement, shut down the websites, and pay a $50,000 penalty if I was to do something like this today. But the document in question, I'm currently enjoined from making Xerox copies of under copyright law. However, I have told this story so many times, word for word, and this is the original OT3 level. The super duper secret level, and premature exposure to this will perhaps give you pneumonia. However, the New York Times closed an article about that aspect of it with no epidemic has been reported. This is the big secret. 76 million years ago, the evil ruler Xenu, in an effort to solve overpopulation in this sector of the Galactic Federation, called in all the inhabitants you guys, for an income tax audit. When you showed up, he captured you. Then he froze your body, injecting you with propylene glycol. He actually says propylene glycol. Antifreeze. The frozen corpses, your corpses, were transported to Earth in spaceships that looked like DC-8s, except they had rocket engines. Who? Oh, and Earth was called Tegiak. Anyway, so they're all transported to Earth, and the frozen corpses are dropped on volcanoes. And then hydrogen bombs, much more powerful than the ones we have today, were dropped on these volcanoes. And in the resulting maelstrom, an electronic ribbon came up from the implant stations, capturing all of those disembodied spirits and packaged them up into clusters. Now, these clusters are stuck all over your bodies, ladies and gentlemen. And for $360,000, Scientology can get rid of them for you. Now, if you believe that one, I've got a bridge to sell you.
The Church of Scientology, as we all know, has done some pretty bad things. But the kicker is, they have a tax-exempt status. Which means they make money off of taking other people's lives.
Taxpayers' money!
They're taking our money to torture other people.
All of it. Everybody.
So, we can do something about this because we happen to live in a representative democracy. So we can call our senators and representatives today. I happen to have a sheet with the numbers of your specific representatives, but if that's too tough, you can call the Senate and request by name your senator. They are not in today, but you can leave a message on their mailbox and make sure that they are flooded tomorrow with messages against Scientology's tax-exempt status.
This is an excerpt from Andre Tabayoyon's sworn statement on Scientology's gold base in Hemet, California. It's by Palm Springs. In 1991, I had to prepare the base so that it could be defended against the possibility of being taken over by the authorities in a time of crisis. Let me tell you something about assault rifles. Church monies were used to purchase semi-automatic assault rifles, HK-91 assault rifles. You know, about 350 round per minute assault rifle, 45 caliber pistols, 380 automatic weapons, and 12 gauge shotguns were stockpiled. Thank you. These weapons were not registered. Church monies were also used to buy the ammunition. What are they stockpiling? What are they stockpiling weapons for out in the middle of California? Motorcycle guards. The motorcycle guards were trained to carry loaded, cocked 45 caliber pistols. The Eagle Scout, quote unquote, mounted above the base, was trained to carry a high-powered rifle with a telescopic scope. What are they doing? This is a Scientology compound with assault rifles stockpiled, snipers on the roof, and motorcycle guards. What the hell is in there? At church expense, I trained the security guards and other base personnel in the use of these weapons and explosives. I also trained them in the close-quarter use of fatal force. We put a combat range for training purposes, and I instructed Scientologists on various ways of shooting people. Razor wire, weapons, bombs, snipers. What are you preparing for in California, Scientology?
About 11 miles from the gold base to the southwest is a place called Castile Canyon. Castile Canyon. The Scientologists call it Happy Valley. There's nothing happy about it. It's a concentration camp. That's where they send you when your ethics are in doubt. That's where you are kept awake for 18 hours a day and fed beans and are forced to do menial labor. It's Indian land, so no one can go on it. The public can't go in. It's pretty clever.
What about L. Ron Hubbard's son? Great LHR, as Scientologists like to call him and praise him when his like picture comes down at all their little meetings and whatnot. His son was actually homosexual and was sent to one of these re-education camps. He eventually tried to commit suicide and was sent again. And suicide is one of the most terrible things in Scientology, next to being gay. L. Ron Hubbard's son eventually did kill himself because his father can't stand gay people. And I know that's a terrible thing, and this church believes they can cure it, too. Or, I'm sorry, this organization